Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Probate TV. I'm your host, Christopher Small. I'm the owner of CMS Law Firm, and this is the internet's most passionate show about probate. I always feel kind of weird saying that, but it's true. I like what we do here. We provide a great service for our clients, and it's kind of the least I can do to give you some information to help you make your probate process easier, or convince you to use someone like us to help you through the process to make it as pain-free as possible. All right, so let's just dive into today's topic. It's something that I spend a lot of time on, a lot of my phone calls, a lot of my potential client meetings when it comes to probate surround this question, and the question is, do I even need a probate? All right, I wanted to sort of take the opportunity to take the need for a phone call, or at least an initial phone call, out of your hands, give you an idea if you even need to make the phone call, if you need to do something else. And this is really the place that we do that, right? So, and remember, by the way, as always, I need to be saying this at the beginning probably, but this show is really specifically related to Washington state probates. Okay, every state has their own laws, their own rules when it comes to probate, and I don't know all of those rules because I practice in Washington state. So what I'm going to tell you today really pertains specifically to Washington state. There will probably be some carryover between what I'm saying and other states, but to make sure before you make any final decisions, you should contact an attorney in that state and talk to them. Okay? Tell them you saw my video if you want, because that'd be cool. Throw me some love. I'd appreciate it. But today we're going to talk about whether or not you even need to do a Washington state probate. And there are a few different signs that will show up with your decedent's estate that can tell you that you need to have probate. Okay? Let's just start at the top of the list. If you're I'm just going to call this person the decedent. Okay, we're talking about the person that has died. They are called the decedent. It's the easiest sort of way for me to characterize who they are. If the decedent is married and their spouse is still alive, okay, in Washington state now, you most likely do not need probate. Okay, particularly if all of the property that they owned was held jointly, then you probably will not need a probate. All right. Now, if you have someone that was married and their spouse passed away before them, then you likely will need a probate. Okay. Absent some of these other factors that I'm going to tell you about, you should start from the presumption that you will need a probate. Okay. Now, the easiest next way to figure out if you need to do a probate or not is if a bank or a credit union or an investment broker, if they tell you that you need letters, okay, if they say you need to have letters, that means you may likely need probate, okay, because letters of administration or letters of representation, these are the things that are granted to people when they are named as the personal representative of someone's estate. All right. So if you hear somebody tell you that, then there's a good chance that you're going to need probate. So call me and find out more. All right. If your decedent owned real estate and it is going to someone other than a spouse, you are very likely going to need probate. Right. And remember, even though I didn't say this at the beginning, so I guess you don't need to remember that. If you watch the other episodes, then you know probate is really the process of transferring title of assets from one person to another. That's really what the probate process is all about. And so if you have real estate, that transfer process is going to require probate most likely. Okay? I think that's number 3. Number 4. If there was, are the assets over $100,000 in total? Okay? If they are under $100,000, there is the potential that you could use something called a small estate affidavit to take care of everything. Okay? I wouldn't know though until I talk to you specifically, but there's a chance. If the assets are over $100,000, then there again is a good chance, a very good chance, you are going to need probate to take care of this. All right? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If there are, that's the gist of it. At the end of the day, if there are assets that are going to someone other than a spouse, and you've got any of these other things involved, you're very likely going to need probate, because you're going to have to transfer the title of these things to these people. Whether that's moving money from one place to another, giving somebody some real estate, an investment account, a retirement account, things like that, you are likely to need probate to facilitate that process. All right, so hopefully, if you're listening to this, you at least know what you need to do or not do. You have an idea of what you need or don't need, and now you can take the next step, which is to call me, Christopher Small, with CMS Law Firm. You can reach me in a couple of different ways. You can go to, you can email me, chris@cmslawfirm.com. You can call me, 206-659-1512. Those are probably the two easiest ways. And you can set up a time for us to talk. We'll do it over the phone or in person, whatever you prefer. I'll get some sort of basic information, and I can give you an idea of A, whether or not you need probate. If you do, if it's going to be complicated or not, if it's going to be hard, if it's going to be easy, if it's going to be expensive, if it's going to be cheap. I can tell you a lot of those things from our initial conversation. So please reach out and set up a time to talk to me. I guarantee you will have a good time, even though we're talking about sort of a sad topic. You will leave the conversation knowing everything that you need to know to move forward, and you'll see that this process can be easy and not challenging, basically, right? This can be a smooth process, and people like myself help that happen. Okay, so if you don't call me, call somebody, because you can get help and it's easy. All right, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Probate TV. I am your host, Christopher Small. Again, I'm super excited and pumped to be here talking with you. Thank you for your time, and I will talk with you again next time.